Hey guys, M.V.K here back again. How's everybody doing on their end? Your alpha is here. Why? Why are we here? Well, because you guys didn't hear my thoughts on the first 6 episodes of Young Justice. Yeah. So I'm here to give my thoughts on the first 6 episodes of Young Justice. This was really the one show that I really cared about in terms of the DC Universe stuff. I mean, Swamp Thing definitely is I'm interested in, and the Star Girl I'm definitely want to see, but everything else is kind of not as much gravy as for this show. The show has finally come back from its long hiatus, and this first and foremost, we're not in Kansas anymore. That's the best way I can describe it. Um, this is not Cartoon Network, so Greg Weisman and his team can get they can go a little bit further with the matureness and the little graphic. Yeah, because these first 6 episodes were a little graphic. So, what I'm gonna do is just give my overall thoughts on the first 6 episodes, but I'm also gonna pretty much the questions that I feel that hopefully Mr. Wiseman and his team will answer throughout this season. I don't know how many episodes is for this season, but Young Justice Outsiders has returned, and we kick off the episode, the premiere, with the Justice League on Rand, and it was a tragic case that happened with Black Lightning, and we also see that basically Black Lightning took a life. He killed the child, and that really has an effect on him so much that the teams they just start breaking up. Dick leaves leadership of the team, things like that, and Batman resigns. Plastic Man resigns. Batwoman resigned. Yeah, Batwoman was on the team. And big shout outs to Greg Weisman for putting Hardware, another milestone character, in the show, just for appearance, but it was good to see him. But we see a couple of people resign from the Justice League, this version of the Justice League, which is, what is this, Earth 16, I believe that's what this Earth is called. But we see that, and it seems like it was a plan, because the Justice League has been really under red tape now, and they can't do their job without even like diplomatic jobs, like what you see the Peace Corps do. They can't do that now because of all the red tape that a certain separate, I should just say his name, Lex Luthor, has put them under. Calder is now Aquaman now, and that's one question right there I have. What happened to Arthur? And hopefully, Mr. Wiseman, you will address that someday. And did he just step down and just wanted to rule Atlantis, or did something tragic happen to him? Beast Boy is no longer on the team. What happened to that? Why did he leave? A lot of questions now that I ask. We also see that not only did Batman, Green Arrow, and people like that leave, but many of the team had left. That now McGann leads now. Spoiler: Arrowetta and Tim Drake has left the team to go with Batman. Batman asks Jefferson, Black Lightning, to go, but he said straight up, "I don't want to be a part of Batman Incorporated." Yeah, get it? Nod. So it was interesting to see that. I will admit that was, but it's kind of funny that Jefferson doesn't trust Batman, because comic wise they're really close friends. So it's kind of funny, in some ways. But we also get the first 6 episodes really did revolve around introducing us to the new lineup, including Halo, who we finally got to see. When we get to see her, she's in dire straits. She's getting buried alive. She comes back to life. And I have to say this, Mr. Wiseman, what are you doing with her? My brother said it best, and I have to agree with him. She, in these first 6 episodes, she has become the Kenny of the team, and I don't even like South Park, but yeah, it's like to me, it's like, how far can you go with killing her? Like, she gets this, she gets burnt, her face gets burnt, she gets burnt alive, she gets shot. Last episode, Oh Sensei snapped her neck, and you saw the whole damn thing. It's like, how far can are you willing to take it? And I'm wondering about that. Like, why is that? Why are you doing that? Like, question like that. Geoforce is kind of replacing Superboy now as the hothead of the team. Like, and his powers are a lot different than I remember Geoforce's powers being. Still cool, but it's very different. But we get to see the introduction of the character, and man, what happened to his mother and father. I mean, they literally showed graphically what this assassin did to his parents. And we do hear that we do hear his Tara has been missing for some time. The whole concept of this first 6 episodes is more about metahuman trafficking. Uh, and they really now put that to the forefront, which is very interesting indeed, that we're seeing that. And we see Dick now trying to adjust back to working, leading a new team. Kind of, he wanted to go solo, but he still had Oracle, and I think it was easier for us to know who Oracle was. Yeah, Barbara. And I'm sure once we saw her in the wheelchair, we're like, okay, are they referencing the Killing Joke? Now, most of us and most sites and things have said yes, that's what they're referencing. I mean that, but this is Earth 16, and things could be different. We don't know. Maybe she got injured somewhere else. These are some questions that I have. Are they going to go with the Killing Joke, or are they going with another route that maybe Barbara just got badly injured in a mission when she was Batgirl with the team, and she had to quit the team? The Killing Joke would make a lot more sense, but just kind of think outside the box. Because I think with Greg Weisman, you can already see the differences between this Earth and original continuity. Look at Lex Luthor; he's this and that. It's characters that we should see are not even shown yet. So yeah, they could go with that, and they could go with the Killing Joke. We also get to see Forager, who is one of the bugs from New Genesis, and he's kind of exiled. We get a concept of the new members of the team are mostly exiled. Geoforce or Breon, they haven't given him his code name yet, but they hint at it. They've given that to him, and they say, Geo, he's been exiled. He can't come back to Markovia because of the situation that the Markovian government has seen that he's a metahuman. And Forager now has been exiled from his hive because he took sides. But he has found a new home, and he's a very likable character. He's a very likable character. The chemistry that he and Breon and Halo have is fun. Halo she keeps learning new things, nuances about her powers, but still, it's like, I just hope that she's not just gonna be the Kenny of the team. Like, okay, well, she's gonna die in this episode. We're gonna see a gruesome death of her. We're gonna see her get maybe exploded and she'll come back to life or something. I'm just hoping Mr. Wiseman and them don't do that. They don't do that, and that's what I'm hoping. Like, okay, yeah, we see that, we know she can come back to life. She can resurrect herself. You don't have to keep that shtick. Doesn't need to keep going. We also saw in, I believe it was the 4th episode. It was during the Forge episode. Megan meet her brother, and her brother is using the bugs to do dirty work and try to get just all kinds of stuff, because it was really sad to see that, because it's like her brother is more like saying, like, yeah, you have abandoned us, look at you You don't even look like us anymore. Like, there's a lot of realism now in this season. There's even a friend of mine even brought up the episode with Dick and the Harper clones. Brick was in that episode. It was good to see Brick, the real Brick. But he kind of played up. It was a little realism because Brick is supposed to be black, and they pulled off a little bit of the police brutality, and I could see where he was coming from with that. I was like, yeah, I still liked the episode. It was fun. It was funny to see the Harper clones with Dick and doing security work. I thought that was pretty funny, but I understood where he was coming from with that. So far, the season has really so far the first 6 episodes have interested me, but it also brings a lot of questions. And one of the biggest questions I have is the fact that once again we're time jumping. This series now takes place 2 years after the invasion, and there have been some nuances. Superman is now staying out in space more often. Like, why is that? Like I said before, Aquaman. Why is Calder now Aquaman? And what happened to Arthur? Is he just now just a sovereign king to Atlantis? What happened? We also see that Naboo has given Zahara and and Zatanna some time to to be with themselves for a time. It was like they made an agreement, which is fun, which is very touching. But you do get to see, like, yeah, it hurts seeing that, like, because after a while he has to go. He has to put Naboo back on, and I had a friend that he actually said to me, like, why doesn't just Naboo find someone else that doesn't have family, doesn't have this? And I kind of explained it, kind of gave him kind of it as like there is a big, strong magical connection. So it's things like that. Uh, More importantly, we also get to see that when they reintroduce Ra's al Ghul, he is no longer leading the League of Shadows. Like, somebody else is leading it now, or is it? Is he just playing? But Dick said it best. Ra's al Ghul is one thing, but he's not a liar. So, but we did see somebody who is with him, and it's a character that supposedly died before. That was interesting. I was like, whoa, okay. We also get to see that Superboy and McGann are engaged. They're engaged. She said yes. Another question, Mr. Wiseman. Why is Wolf always sleeping now? Like, what is he getting too old? Is the effects of what happened to him now playing with him? That's kind of a trope right there for me. There are a lot of questions that need to be answered in some ways. Like I said before, Beast Boy not being a part of the team, now being an actor. Why? What happened? There's some questions. I'm not a big fan of time skipping, ahead, but hopefully we get to see some of these questions be answered. We did get to see Anissa and Jennifer, Black Lightning's kids, as well as Lynn. And I love the line she said, I'm the sister of a Green Lantern and the ex-wife of a Black Light of a Light. So I thought that was pretty funny. The other questions, of course, is probably the overarching villains are, probably definitely going to be, Darkseid or so, because we're seeing a lot of apocalyptic weapons now. But overall, each episode brings us new appeal, but nuances to the team dynamic. Who's going to be involved in this episode? What's Batman up to? And more importantly, when is Metamorpho coming? Because Metamorpho is going to be in the season 2. But mostly the first 6 episodes was really revolving around the fact of, yes, it is about reintroducing us to this new squad, this new team. You know, with some of the nuance, the old school. Some of the original cast who have really matured. They're growing up. Tigress, Superboy is. Connor's really grown up. He's like kind of laid back now. He's not all angry. McGann now is when she is in like her humaness form, she's white. She's white bald looking, which is cool. And little nuances to her look that she used in a future issue of Teen Titans one time, I remember. Um, but there are just so many questions now that hopefully are answered. I'm liking where they're going. Like I said before, this is not Cartoon Network, so it does get a little bit mature, and it does get a little bit graphic. Because, like I said, when they killed Brion's the King and Queen of Markovia, like they showed blood splatter. It was all over the place, and when the killer came out, hands was bloody as fuck. Yeah, I did it. So there are some other questions. Will Tara be seen in this in the show? Who else will be appearing in this episode? Because we see some of the team members, but it's like, will we see anybody else? You know, so far so good. Um, there's still time, but for me, it's just there are a lot of questions now need to be answered, and hopefully Mr. Wiseman and his team will answer those questions when time being. But the biggest thing I'm just hoping for is that Mr. Wiseman and his team just does not continue to do Halo getting killed like every episode. Like, okay, yeah, we're gonna blow her head off now, like, and she'll resurrect from that. Oh, we're gonna make her get blown up or something, and she's gonna resurrect. Like, I'm hoping they don't just do that to give a point. Like, she can resurrect herself from anything. I don't need that, and I'm sure anybody else doesn't need that. And that's kind of the biggest fear. And like I said, that's why my brother said she is coming off kind of like the Kenny of the team, and it's to the point, we should be like, you bastards, but no. I'm just saying she kind of is, and that's poor. And I get it, poor Halo. I even tweeted that after I finished all 6 episodes. I was like, poor Halo. Like, Mr. Wiseman, what are y'all doing with her? You're trying to showcase how much she can take, I'm just saying, y'all. But overall, like I said, guys, I have enjoyed Young Justice, Outsiders. The first 6 episodes have been really good. I am a little concerned about the whole 3 episodes every Friday. I'm not really sure about that. I wonder why they're doing that. But hopefully my worriness about it won't affect it, but I do kind of worry about it a little bit. But other than that, guys, yeah, man, Young Justice Outsiders has been fun. It's good to see the series back. I'm trying not to nitpick at a lot of things. The series has been in hiatus for some time, and you don't want to nitpick. And I'm trying not to nitpick. I'm just bringing up some questions that I feel need to be answered, and hopefully they get answered. More importantly, hope Wally comes back. Hope they bring Wally back. Hopefully the Justice League gets to be the Justice League again. And other certain things like that, but yeah. And then we did see Stargirl in the episode too. In one episode she interviewed Beast Boy. But she's not the Stargirl that I love. She's like a TV host now. Like I said, once again, different Earth, different version. It is what it is. Well, guys, that's all I wanted to talk about. Just wanted to give my kind of 2 cents into the first 6 episodes. I know I skipped around a lot. I do that. It's just in my nature to do that. From bounce from here, but I try to get from point A to point B as quickly as I can. Didn't want to make this too long. But other than that, guys, you guys take care, and I'll see you guys next time.